Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our little word of God, Joel chapter 1. Let's read it together. The word of the Lord that came to Joel, son of Joel. Hear this, you elders. Listen, all who live in the land. Has anything like this ever happened in your days or in the days of your forefathers? Tell it to your children, and let your children tell it to their children, and their children to the next generation. What the locust swarm has left, the great locust have eaten. What the great locust have left, the young locust has eaten. What the young locust has left, other locusts have eaten. Wake up, you drunkards, and weep wail, you will drink trouble wine. Wail because of the new wine, for it has been snatched from your lips. A nation has made my land, powerful and without number. It has the teeth of a lion, the fangs of a lioness. It has laid waste my vines and ruined my fig trees. It has stripped over their bark and thrown it away, leaving their branches white. Mourn like a virgin in sackcloth, grieving for the husband of her youth. Grain offering and drink offerings are cut off from the house of the Lord. The priests are in mourning, those who minister before the Lord. The fields are ruined, the ground is dried up, the grain is destroyed, the new wine is dried up, the oil fails. This fail your fathers wail, you vine growers, grieve for the wheat and barley, because the harvest of the field is destroyed. The vine is dried up and fig tree are withered. The pomegranate, the palm, and the apple tree. All the trees of the field are dried up. Surely the joy of mankind is withered away. For on sackcloth of priest and mourn wail, you who missed before the altar, come spend the night and scrolls. You who minister before my God, for the grain offering and drink offering are withheld from the house of your God. Declare the holy fast, call the sacred assembly, summon the elders and all who live in the land to the house of the Lord your God, and cry out to the Lord. Alas, for that day, for the day of the Lord is near. It will come like a destruction from the Almighty. Has not the fruit been cut off before our very eyes? Joy and gladness from the house of our God? The seeds are the shriveled beneath the class. The storehouses are in ruins. The granaries have been broken down, for the grains has dried up. How the cattle mourn, the herds mill about because they have no pasture. Even the flocks of Sheba sufferings. To you, O Lord, I call, for the fire has devoured the open pastures, and flames have burned up all the trees of the field. Even the wild animals fence through the streams of water have dried up, and fire has devoured open pastures. Joel chapter 1 verses 1 through 20. Thank you. Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our list was of God, Joel chapter 2. Let's read it together. Blow the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm on my holy hill. Let all who in the land tremble. For the day of the Lord is coming, it is close at hand. A day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds and blackness. Like dawn spreading across the mountains, a large and mighty army comes, such as the laborers of all law ever will be enraged to come. Before them fire devours, behind them a flame rages. Before them the land is like the Garden of Eden. Behind them a desert waste, nothing escapes them. They have the appearance of the horses, they gallop along with the cavalry. With a noise like that of chariots, they leap over the mountain tops, like a cracking fire consuming stubble, like a mighty army drawn up for battle. At the sight of them, nations are in anguish, every face turned pale. You charge like warriors, they scale walls like soldiers, they will march in line, not swerving from their course. They do not jostle each other. Each marches straight ahead. They plunge through defenses without breaking ranks. They rush upon the city. They turn along the wall. They climb into the houses like the thieves. They enter through the windows. Before them the earth shakes, the sky trembles, the sun and moon are darkened, and the stars no longer shine. The Lord thunders at the head of his army. His forces are beyond number, and might are those who obey his command. The day of the Lord is great. It is dreadful. Who can endure it? Even now, declares the Lord, return to me with all your heart. Cease fasting and weeping and mourning. Rend your heart and not your garment. Return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and abounding in love, and he relents from sending calamity. Who knows? He may turn and have pity and leave behind the blessing, grain offerings and drink offerings for the Lord your God. Blow the trumpet in Zion, declare a holy fast, call a sacred assembly. Gather the people, consecrate the assembly, bring together the elders, gather the children, those roasting at the rest. Let the bridegroom leave his room and the bride her chamber. Let the priest who minister before the Lord weep between the temple porch and the altar. Let them say, spare your people, O Lord, do not make us your inheritance an object of scorn, a byword among the nations. Why should they say among the people, where is their God? Then the Lord will be jealous for his land and take pity on his people. The Lord will fly to them. I am sending you rain, new wine, and oil, enough to satisfy your fully. Never again I will make you an object of scorn to the nations. I will drive the northern army far from you, pushing it into the parched and barren land. With its front columns going into the eastern sea, and those in the rear into the western sea. And its stench will go up, and smell will be nice. Surely he has done great things. Be not afraid, O land, be glad and rejoice. Surely the Lord has done great things. Be not afraid, O wild animals, for the open pastures are becoming green. The trees are bearing their fruits. The fig tree and the vine yield their riches. Be glad, O people of Zion, rejoice in the Lord your God, for he has given you the autumn rains in righteousness. He sends you abundant showers and birds autumn and spring rains as before. The threshing floors will be filled with grain. The vats will overflow with new wine and oil. I will fly for the ears of the locust have eaten, the great locust and the young locust, the other locust and the locust swarm, my great army that I send among you. You will have plenty to eat until you are full, and you will praise the name of the Lord your God, who has worked wonders for you. Never again will my people be shamed. Then you will know that I am Israel, that I am the Lord your God, and that there is no other, never again will my people be shamed. And afterward I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy, your old man is dreams, your young man will see visions. Even on my servant, both man and woman, I will pour out my spirit in those days. I will show wonders in the heavens and on the earth, blood and fire and billows of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. For the Mount Zion and Jerusalem, there will be deliverance, as the Lord has said, among the survivors whom the Lord calls. Joel chapter 2 verses 1 through 3 to thank you. Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our reading was of God, Joel chapter 3. Let's read it together. In those days at the time, when I restore the fortune of Judah and Jerusalem, I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There I will enter into judgment against them concerning my inheritance. My people Israel, for they scattered my people among the nations and divided my land. They cast lots for my people and traded boys for prostitutes. They sold girls for wine that they might drink. Now, what do you have against me, O Tyre, O Sidon, and all your region of Philistia? Are you repaying me for something I have done? If you are paying me back, I will swiftly and speedily return on your own heads what you have done. For you took my silver and my gold, and carried all my fine treasures to your temples. You sold the people of Judah and Jerusalem to the Greeks, that you might send them far from their homeland. See, I am going to rouse them out of the places to which you sold them, and I will return on your own heads what you have done. I will sell your sons and daughters to the people of Judah, and they will sell them to the Sabeans, a nation far away. The Lord has spoken. Proclaim this among the nations, prepare for war, rouse the warriors, let all the fighting men draw near and attack. Beat your flower shells into swords and your throwing hooks into spears. Let the weaklings say, I am strong. Come quickly, all your nations from every side, and assemble there. Bring them your warriors, O Lord. Let the nations be roused. Let them advance into the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will set the judge all the nation on every side. Swing the sickle, for the harvest is reap. Come, tremble the graves, for the winepress is full, and the vats overflow, so great is so their wickedness. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and moon will be darkened, and the stars no longer shines. The Lord will roar from Zion and thunder from Jerusalem. The earth and the sky will tremble, but the Lord will be a refuge for his people, a stronghold for the people of Israel. Then you will know that I, the Lord your God, dwell in Zion, the holy hill. Jerusalem will be holy. Never again will foreigners invade her. In that days the mountains will drip new wine, and the hills will flow with milk. All the ravines of Judah will run with water. A fountain will flow out of the Lord's house and will water the valley of acacias. But Egypt will be desolate, Edom a desert waste, because of violence done to the people of Judah, in whose land and shed innocent blood. Judah will be in habit forever, and Jerusalem through all generations. Their blood guilt which I have not pardoned, I will pardon. The Lord dwells in Zion. Joel chapter 3 verses 1 through 21. Thank you.